Hey, what's going on? Mike Kramer, kramertherealtor.com. Just want to give you a quick update on what it's like to be a realtor just over 1 month in at 5 weeks. And I got to say, new agents are going to be overwhelmed just with the amount of not only, your first 2 weeks at least is, paperwork, signing up for stuff, creating all your logins, getting all your apps, all the stuff I went through in my last video a couple videos ago on 3 weeks in, just all that kind of initial stuff you got to do to sign up and just get familiarized with all the apps. And if you never did real estate, it's a lot of new apps one for paperwork, one for of course, the MLS. You got stuff for showing homes, stuff for listing homes, stuff for marketing all over the place. So, and if you're at a good brokerage like I am, you have a lot more tools at your disposal than you probably need. So it's overwhelming trying to figure out what you need and what you don't need. And if you're at EXP, you might feel like there isn't support if you didn't get a good sponsor. So in fact, some of the mentors, you don't really choose the mentor, but you can choose your sponsor at EXP. So it's really important that you choose a sponsor. It could be me, it could be anyone else you choose. But if you join me on my team, you get a whole bunch of support and training from guys that have been doing this a few years. I partnered with them, and what we offer, I'm going to go over a little bit of that today, just to show you not only the kind of support you get from EXP as a brokerage, but also from joining my team and having me as your sponsor. So just going to show you some of that stuff. But yeah, as a new agent, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel like, man, I don't know where to start. You're going to have all these trainings. You feel like you need to finish before you can get out there. And a good analogy I heard recently is if you think about swimming, you can read about swimming all you want and all the different types and the best way to go fast or to learn how to swim, or the easiest stroke to learn first, or diving boards and study all the diving boards and everything about them. Or you could just go out there and try to swim or try to dive. And that's probably the best analogy I've heard in a while. Is everyone knows that you're going to learn how to swim a lot faster if you just go out there and do it. Unfortunately, it means making some mistakes. So you have to, of course, not be afraid to make mistakes. And that's just understand that making mistakes and what you might think of as failure is really the fastest way for you to become an expert and to take action and just get over your fears and get out there and be successful. So it's all part of it. All right, so let's get into this desktop. I'm going to share my screen here and just show you some of the resources available and you join my team. This is only if you have me as your sponsor and you're joining our team. We call it the Wolf Pack. I've partnered with some other guys who have been doing this a long time, and they've shown me a ton. And what we've done is, I can't take credit for this part. They've done a ton of work getting all of this training done and all these videos on top of what EXP provides. And it's really supposed to help new and experienced agents navigate everything and get right to the meat of things instead of feeling overwhelmed. They have this guide. In fact, if I skip to the end here real quick, I think we're on. Okay. So if we skip to the end here, there's this private hub, which has, let's just jump in there. It has all the guides and things like that, along with Google Sheets and links to everything in here. So there's that. There's onboarding when you're new or new to EXP even, and just a tour of everything, getting your Regis account. It walks you through everything. Some of the trainings that might be missing from EXP, we provide here as part of our team only. So there's also support from all this other stuff from your upline. You get everyone's training above you, like 7 tiers up, everything about stock, accounting, marketing. You just see a lot of the stuff here. Mindset, a lot of really good mindset training in here. And you can see there's show more. So there's even more videos than what you're seeing here. Business planning, just very practical stuff too. And a new agent accelerator to help attract other agents to get under you and build your team out. And KV Core, that's our CRM that EXP provides free. It's normally $500 a month. People pay for it on their own, and it's totally worth it. But you actually get it free with your $85 membership just to EXP as a broker at EXP. So really powerful CRM software for client relationship management. Shows you just, how to build this all out, how to build comparative market analysis, And you could see your progress here as you check them. There's so many videos. I've been watching a ton of these, and you can see I still haven't watched a lot of these. There's just so much here, and they even help you, guide you, say, hey, just go for what you're looking at. Go through the beginning videos, which I'll show you in a second, and then just look for what you need as you go. Don't try to just learn everything, like the diving board or swimming, and without ever swimming. They're like, look at what you need and go for it. So cold calling, whole masterclass on that here. I mean, it's insane. So here's buyer's presentations, how to go through all that. Everything that you may have been worried about or needed extra help on, it's here on how to crush it. And these are not just guys that, made a few videos and they haven't been around the block. A lot of these guys have been around for years. They're multimillionaires. Some of them make multiple six figures per month, either from investing or from residual income that's offered at EXP that really no other brokerage offers anything like it. All right, so let's go back to in the beginning. You go through the intro and there's a bunch of downloads to get stuff. There's a Facebook mastery course. So if you want to do that, you want to learn Facebook, boom. And you shouldn't try to do everything, right? Just if your audience on Facebook, a lot of our target demographics are for home buyers, get on Facebook, do the mastery course. And we could take a quick peek at it. I didn't mean to go through each one of these. I just wanted to show you an overview. But there's phase 1 and a ton of videos, right? Then phase 2, preparation, ton of videos. Phase 3, implementation, ton of videos. Each one of these is not like 2 minutes either. Some of these are an hour. Phase 4, automation, lead generation library on how to do ads, ManyChat library, graphic design library. I mean, that's just Facebook, right? So now let's go into, again, this is only offered if you join with me as your sponsor. You can get access to this as well as all the stuff I'll provide from my tech background and cybersecurity to help make sure your emails get delivered to your clients, especially all your marketing emails and any technical stuff you need help setting up with. I'm your guy there. And so you got an Instagram mastery course. Again, it's all those different sections within that course, right? There's a YouTube mastery course, LinkedIn mastery course, A to Z modules. Now that's specific things that you might need help on. You could zoom in, like new real estate agent launch, right? How to get quick launch on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Now that's not the mastery courses. You could see I went through these. It's just how you get your profile set up, right? So you want to do that. Personal branding was really important for me. I needed a lot of help figuring that out when I got started. So I went through all those, as you could see with the check marks. Generating leads in 24 hours, new listing, an open house, conditional sold to just sold, farming on social media, perfect Facebook lead generation strategy, pre-construction and new developments, talks about how to go through and market all of these, get leads, and just to dive in. So that's just the A to Z modules. Then on page 2, but wait, there's more. There's tools and resources, just a ton of, this is the one that has the links that goes to all the other stuff in EXP. So you just find your way around. It's like a cheat sheet. Google Mastery for Google Ads and other stuff in there. TikTok Mastery if you want to do that. You don't have to, a lot of these. You could just focus on, that's the beauty of it. And you should just focus on one thing at a time until you master it. Then move on to the next thing. We had our recent 5-day video challenge. Some of you took advantage of the opportunity for this free 5-day video challenge that my coach or my sponsor was doing. And so they throw that in here. Our mastery program is actually much better, but he throws that in here too, just so we have access to it, so we can talk to everyone else about it. That was free going through that. And that's just what my team offers, which is actually a ton. But on top of that, maybe I should have ended with that, but there's also EXP. We have our own, if you haven't heard of Workplace, it's Facebook's kind of corporate version of Facebook that they offer to companies and stuff like that. So here in Workplace, we have, our state group. There's a bunch of EXP groups. There's really a gazillion groups for different things you might be into. You could chat with people, get support pretty much 24/7. Not just in here, but also in EXP World. And there's also, of course, announcements and other stories like that. And our Wolfpack has a private group in there as well. So just tons of stuff. You get referrals. There was referral groups in here, as you could see. people selling in Illinois where I'm at and going to Florida or vice versa, things like that. So, a lot of people licensed, a lot of people in other states are not licensed in, the rest of the states. So I'm not licensed in Florida. I might say I might need a referral partner in Florida I could send referrals to. They may have somebody trying to sell in Illinois. They're not licensed here, and they could refer them to me. So great. You can get a ton of business just from these. And of course, again, our state group, EXP University with more training. That's just workplace and all the support you get there. There's also EXP World. I don't have the app loaded on here, but it's a virtual world where there's a ton of classes. There's 50 live classes a week done by top producing agents, like current top producing agents. They got Icon Awards this year or last year, and that means they are top producers now in the top 1% of the company. So one thing I want to show here is just the tab of just all my shortcuts. And these are just some of the ones I've been collecting in just 5 weeks, right? So EXP, I have a whole bunch of links in here. And a lot of these are dashboards or hubs that also go to a bunch of other places, right? So like this Enterprise Launchpad is really a dashboard to a bunch of other stuff. Also, then I have one for Wolfpack. That's more condensed because they have those cheat sheets and guides that you can launch from there. Another one of my sponsors is actually my sponsor. So part of my upline has an Investor Army course. It's a whole master class on real estate investing, the revenue share opportunities at EXP, and goes through that. KV Core, there's that CRM. There's the training I went through to get licensed, was Real Estate Express. They renamed Calibri. So yeah. There you go. They're now Calibri. So we got tax assessors. I got Realtor Association, my local one. Forewarn app is for checking out people before you meet strangers at houses. So it's really for your safety, but it's also great for like reverse lookups and getting up-to-date contact information for people in your CRM. Just look up ArcGIS or Public GIS and your county or something like that. You'll probably find something. Pretty cool maps. Of course, realtor.com. I got the MLS, link to some mortgage rates and stuff for a local lender that helps out, that I partner with to get people great rates and great programs that people aren't aware of. Like when things were over 7%, he had programs where you can get in at 5%. And it wasn't just buying a ton of points. It was like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 package where each year it wasn't an arm, but it starts at like 5% something. Next year was 6%, and then it's at the 7%. And it gives you some leeway too. And also rates might drop and you could always refinance. So the idea is you don't want to wait to buy real estate. You want to buy real estate and wait, so you can always refinance later and stuff like that. And there's other programs to make it more affordable as time goes on. So, all right, the reason I want to show you those links I have is, especially you look at EXP and all these and these other things, that's just for my first few weeks. And again, it's not even all the links that I use and all the apps on my phone. And of course, this can just get very overwhelming when you're looking at all this stuff going, oh my gosh, where do I even start? So it's good to, talk to your mentor, talk to your sponsor. There's a lot of help in your state brokerage at EXP. There's a ton of support. You got to reach out. They're not going to come to you. You got to reach out and go, hey guys, I need help with XYZ. Where do I start? But come with a plan. Don't just, expect everybody to hold your hand. You got to think about what is it that you want to do and think about your personality. Are you going to cold call or not? Are you going to door knock? Are you going to do just YouTube? Are you going to do, think about your marketing strategy and your personality and what's realistic, because whatever it is, you have to be consistent with it and keep doing it. And you got to put in the work. And if you put in the work, you'd be successful, but you got to have a plan. So make a plan, go over it with people, and just go for it. And it's okay if you're going to try different methods. Part of what I want to do on this channel is show you guys, take you out with me on whether I'm, trying some of these different techniques and just going over my results with you guys and letting you know, what I think of each one, just so if you're curious what that looks like and the day of life of a realtor, I can hopefully show you some of that in the near future. So easy to get overwhelmed. Don't worry about it. Just take it one step at a time and focus on what's important, which is there's really just 5 things you want to focus on. And if you focus on those are income producing activities. Everything else you just kind of figure out as you need to, right? Like swimming, if you don't want to drown, you got to keep above water and you want to get from here to there usually, right? So how do you do that? And then you figure out those details later. So those 5 things that are income producing activities that you want to focus on and everything else will fall into place. You just, this is the what, and you got to focus on the what. You'll figure out the how later as you go. So don't worry about that. Focus on these 5 things, and really they're in this order too. So lead generation, lead follow-up, setting appointments, negotiating contracts, and completing closings. Without leads, generating leads, you're not going to be able to do any of those other things. Once you get your pipeline going, you can get repeat business, referral business, which is very important, but you're not going to have that unless you get started somewhere, and that's where lead generation comes in. Hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory. You got lead follow-up. The money is in the follow-up, guys. You got to just keep going after your leads. Don't bug the crap out of them, but you got to follow up. There'll be people that say they're interested. They're not going to reach out and follow up with you. Most people need somewhere between 7 and 12, touches, as they call it, where you're reaching out either, email, text, call, snail mail, whatever, before they're going to do business with you to build that trust. And that's if they don't know you. If they know you, and that's why some people say work your sphere of influence, because you don't have to, warm up to them. They already know you. Hopefully they know, like, and trust you. Setting appointments, pretty self-explanatory. And just remember, you're not trying to sell a house or sell your services day one or first contact, right? You just want to sell the next step. So in lead generation, you're reaching out to people, right? And that next step, all you want to sell them is to get their info, offer some value to them in exchange for their information. And then you're going to follow up with them. And you're in this next step, the lead follow-up. Income producing activity is following up with them, helping them out with what they need, right? Make it about them. And that next step is you want to sell them, so to speak, is you just want to sell that appointment. Hey, let me come over. Let me stop by, see if we want to work together. There's scripts for this. I can give you those as well. Of course, we have them in our team and in those videos I was talking about. So a lot of this stuff's covered in there. Setting appointments. Once you're at that appointment, right, you want to sell that next step, and that's getting a contract, getting a buyer's or a listing agreement signed and negotiating contracts, right? So that whole contracts is not only those agreements, but of course, then negotiating the contracts with buyers and sellers to get to closing, right? And completing the closing now, there's all these administrative steps in between there, not just the paperwork, but there's the inspection period and any other contingencies that are going on. And you got to follow up with all that stuff and the survey and lawyers and et cetera, right? But completing the closing, if you don't complete the closing, you're not going to get paid. So those are the 5 income producing activities you need to focus on. Primarily, it's all about the lead generation and lead follow-up, right? And setting appointments. You got to get to the setting appointments, and you want to track your numbers for these things. So hopefully it helps you out, and just to let you guys know what to expect as a new agent, and hopefully show you all the stuff I've learned already so far in 5 weeks. So if you have the right support system, the right sponsor that you choose, because you can't change it at EXP once you name it. You name me, you get access to all this and more, along with all my knowledge on tech background and things like that I could help you with. And I have a lot more time than some of these other guys that are really crushing it. They're very responsive, but I'll be even more responsive. So you want to join under me and you'll get access to all this. Of course, in the comments, there's a link in the description for booking an appointment with me if you want to chat. We could talk more about this stuff and all the benefits of joining EXP and joining, of course, our team. And whether you're a large brokerage or a new agent just getting started, we can help you out. And I would guarantee that you're going to be better off with us at EXP than with anywhere else. And we could show you that on paper. We have regular live Zoom meetings. We go over a lot of this stuff at high level. And then, of course, if you have a bigger team or something, we'd be happy to work with you and work it out on paper with crazy spreadsheets we already have lined up. And we'll put your information in there and show you why it makes sense to move your brokerage over to EXP. I think you'd be surprised just how much more money that not only that you're going to save, but that you could also make. And then, of course, all the passive income opportunities and equity sharing, things like that you don't have anywhere else. So, all right, I think that's it for now. Just want to give you guys a quick update. So again, reach out to me with any questions you might have, and I'll see you guys soon.